Right, level 2. So again, just expanding the brackets. Take your 3x squared through, then take your minus x through and your 2 through. Simple enough. Part 2. Do the second bracket first. That's the way I did it in my notes. And then take your 2x through it, and then take your 3 through it and tidy it up. Sketching the graphs. Find where each crosses the axes. So put y to be 0. So x is 0, x is 3, and x is minus 3 over 2. There's no squares there to worry about. Just plot them on. Now if you look here, x, negative x, and 2x, that gives you negative 2x cubed. So it's a negative x cubic one this time. This one here, now just watch, you got the wee x squared there, so it's going to be one of the ones that bounces off. So x is not repeated root. So I'm making sure I have a star beside it. X is 2 and x is minus 3. So just plotting those on. Sorry, it's an x squared, x, and x. It's a quadratic one, so it's a positive one. So down, up, bounce off at the 0, and then up. And the last one. So 2 bounces there. So just make sure you have those highlighted. So the first one, x is 2. The next one, x is minus 4 over 3. Mark them on. That's going to be a positive x squared, and positive 9x squared altogether is a positive x4. So it's one of these happy face ones. So down, bounce up, through, and bounce up. Try to remember to find your y-axis intersection by putting x equals 0. The next one here is just using formal notation. So fx squared, so take that, write it out twice, and just multiply it out. G minus x, so take that, take away that one. F times x, bracket this, and just times them out. And the last one, so do the bit in brackets first. So g minus f, do that first. And then once you work that all out, times it by fx, and just times it through there. And the next one, this one here, so example 4. So you've got a polynomial of degree 4, and it has 4 real roots. That means it crosses the axis 4 times. So anything like that would be fine. Now, what I did is I just made up what the roots could be. They could be any numbers at all. Bring them over and join them all together for a possible equation for y. The next one has got 1 real root. So it means it crosses the axis once, and it's got 2 minimum. So if you look down, up, and up there's a 2 minimum, and it's crossing the axis only once. So pick a value there. Say for instance x is minus 1, and it is bouncing off that. So when you bring that over, it's going to be a squared 1. This one here, x is 2, say, and bring that over, and then just tidy it all up together. And the last one, it wants, 2 real roots and 2 maximum. So it crosses the axis twice, and it's got 2 maximum points. So anything you would need there, so I just took a guess there, x is minus 1, and crossing the x is 2, so that's the 2 points there. That's only a quadratic that can be solved. So what I need then to do is I need to have another quadratic to join up to give me a quadratic. And basically I want a quadratic that can't be solved, because if it can be solved, it would cross over the axes. So I picked that one there because it doesn't solve. I'm just putting it together. It needs to be a negative x4, so just put the negative in front. So just run through that one more time. Say x is minus 1, that's one crossing point. Say x is 2, that's a second crossing point. Just times them, bring them over and times them together. So that's the first part of my graph. The next part of my graph in here could be any quadratic that can't be solved. So that there can't be solved, because if you work that out, b squared minus 4ac, it's going to be a negative number there, so it can't be solved. So take the 2 crossing bits, the bit that doesn't cross, join them all together. Looking at that, you've got an x to the 4. Mine's a negative shape, so it's a negative in front of it. There's so many different answers you can get there.